Hi, it's Jan here in Dumfries. December can be noisy, can't it? Our little ones feel it too, just like we do. And in our house, even our cats. Today I wanted to share a real story about our journey home for Christmas with Sukie and her younger cats. And then give 3 gentle ways we can use these stories when children feel a bit wobbly. This is the story. We'd been in Orkney and we were coming back down to Dumfries last Thursday. Instead of the smooth crossing and the morning drive home, we sailed into a storm. The storm was called Bram and it blew. For everyone's safety, the ferry company delayed the travel, so the cats and my husband and I could only travel and leave at 7 a.m. on Thursday morning. The crossing made Sukie queasy and Weber quite poorly. The two of them curled up into me in the little cabin, and I told them some soothing stories while the boat rocked and rattled. Abby, meanwhile, pranced around quite happily. Like me, she rarely gets seasick and loves an adventure. By the time we reached Aberdeen, it was 2:30 p.m. and we were heading into peak time traffic for our 214-mile drive home. The wind blew and the rain fell and the large lorries fishtailed on the wet road. We crawled through several traffic jams. A 3.5-hour drive turned into 4.5 hours. Through it all, the cats were very good. Well, except for Sukie, moaning about my driving. If she had the chance, I'm sure she'd do the driving herself. When we finally arrived home at 7 p.m, the cats were shocked. While we'd been away, a tree had grown in the living room, dressed in ornaments with stockings hanging over the fireplace, bearing their names on it. Empty, I might add. Then the craziness began. The younger two were so excited by the tree and the decorations, they forgot about their empty bellies. Every morning since, they've woken up to ornaments on the floor, clear signs of cats being in that tree, all except for Sukie. She's had her fill of climbing trees many years ago and now prefers to watch the hijinks from a safe distance and eat her dinner and quietly laugh at Mum and Dad as they tidy the mess. That long stormy day and the chaos of coming home to a Christmas reminded me how easily everyone can get overwhelmed. Pets, even cats, children and grown-ups alike. And it reminded me how many stories can help us feel a little safer and calmer together. So let me share 3 gentle ways you can use stories when your little ones feel wobbly. Tip 1. Let the character feel it first. When children are shaky, tired, travel-worn, or overstimulated like my cats after the storm, it can be hard for them to say, "I'm scared," or "I feel too excited." It's often much easier to talk about someone else. You might sit down with your child and say, "I wonder how Sukie felt on that stormy boat with the floor moving and the wind blowing." Now that might be something. Or, "I wonder how Weber felt being poorly and not knowing when he'd get home." Your child might answer, "He was scared," or "She wanted to hide under the bed." You can gently agree. Yes, I think that too. That would feel like a lot, wouldn't it? You haven't demanded that your child explain themselves. You've simply opened a door through Sukie's feelings. Later, you can gently bridge. Sometimes people feel like that too, when things are noisy or different. Have you ever felt a bit like Sukie or Weber? They might talk about it, and they might talk about themselves, or they may not. Either way, you've made it safe to name the feeling. Tip 2. Pause and wonder. Instead of why, when children are wobbly, why are you behaving like that? Usually shuts them down. It can make them feel as though they've been accused of something. Rather, I wonder opens them up. After a big day, a stormy journey, a busy classroom, or a wild Christmas tree moment, you might say, I wonder what Abby thinks about that tree suddenly appearing in that living room. I wonder how Sukie feels about all the new noises and lights. I wonder what would help her feel safe again. I wonder is softer than why. It invites children to think, not defend. It lets them share as much as or as little as they want. Sometimes they'll answer about the cat. She wants it to be quiet, or she doesn't like lorries. Sometimes they're quietly starting to talk about themselves. I don't like loud lorries either. Or the classroom was too noisy today. Both are useful. The story gives them a safe way to practice saying what's inside them. Tip 3. End on safe and cozy. That long day, that boat, storm, traffic, Christmas tree, only really settled when we finally were home. Everyone fed and the house quiet again. For children, it helps to have a simple ritual that always ends in safety, even when the day's been topsy-turvy. It doesn't need to be grand, just 10 minutes is enough. You might choose a cozy spot with a bed or a chair or a sofa with a blanket. Share a short story or watch a gentle video that you've chosen before. Finish with the same simple phrase each time, and this is what I like. Story, cuddle, bedtime. You're safe, you're loved, good night. Over time, children learn whatever happened today, storms, traffics, trees, tantrums, this is how we end together, calm and safe. Even our cats start to recognise the pattern. In our house, Sukie often appears as soon as the blanket does. Stories aren't just entertainment. They're a way of saying, we're together, we're here, you belong. So, those are my 3 gentle ways of using stories when little ones feel wobbly. 1. Let the character feel it first. 2. Pause and say, I wonder, instead of why. And 3. End the day safe and cozy with a simple ritual. If you'd like more calm, cat-filled screen time for your family, you're very welcome to explore the other videos that we have on this channel. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments if you like. Has there been a time recently when your child or pet felt a bit wobbly? How did you help them feel safe again? Thank you for spending this time with me and with Sukie and her friends. Until next time, story, cuddle, bedtime. You're safe, you're loved, good night.